What is up, guys? Alright, let's, by popular request, I'm going to show you guys how to do a thumbnail for a YouTube video. Thumbnails are super important, and I'm going to walk you through my process of doing them. There are tons of ways to do a thumbnail, but I'm going to show you sort of the Photoshop method way to do it. There are two ways to do it in my mind. That you can do it in sort of an in-camera way where you know your actual video camera is grabbing a still frame and then like creating the thumbnail around it, or you're actually grabbing some footage or you're grabbing some photos from somewhere else and then you're going to create the thumbnail around that. That's what I kind of do. So like, I know there's YouTubers that will like create these like crazy, you know, like they'll create these like crazy thumbnails where it's like, and you can do that. You can, I mean, it's like, I think it's very interesting marketing. It's kind of clickbaitish. You know, some people do some wild things, and like, so like when you're recording your video, you could set that up. You can just in the middle just like make it like a face, and then like, and then pull that little frame, and then you're good. Or you can like take a picture of yourself with your camera, switch, you know, for like my 70D here, switch over to photo mode, take an actual well-lit setup photo that's you know, nice and sharp and not just like a little, you know, not just a video frame. What I'm going to show you today in this little demo is what I do when I don't do those me captured frames. When I say it's like, it's content that's not really, like there's no facial expression I can make that would talk about the subject matter, if that makes sense. What I go to is a website called the Stalks.in. Now the Stalks is an awesome website. It's a photo, color, icon, video, mock-up, fonts, like kind of free, royalty-free place where you can just find tons of stuff, tons of quality photos, tons of some quality video. You can do color palettes, you can do icons, so like little Facebook icons or Snapchat icons. You know, little emojis, sort of. You can do mock-ups if you're into like designing, or if you're doing like a proposal for a video series. You can show up the mock-ups of like, this is what your video will look like on an iPad or something. You know, some interesting stuff. But I mostly stick in the photo sections, and they just have a ton. They're basically just like each section over here on the left. It's just like a huge search engine for other photos. So like all the photos that Pixabay has, they go here, and then you know, you can go to Unsplash. Some aren't good, some are just kind of like weird, or some are super niche, like New Old Stock. New Old Stock is just digital versions of super old photos. So that may work if you have, you know, if you have a need for that. But these are like way old school. I like Pexels. That's awesome. Joe Mantry, Magdalene, Travel Coffee, it's all good. So like, you just go to these home pages, and from the get, it's like awesome photos right there. But say you're looking for you know, how to make a YouTube video. So let's say you want to watch, let's say you're looking for a video photo, and right here, so you got video, and you immediately get like a YouTube icon, you got like a couple cameras, a couple DSLRs, a C100 right there, an editing photo, you know, an editing, looks like a Premiere setup. You just got there's a bunch of photos here already that could be cool for a filmmaker or a YouTuber to show what they're doing. So, you know, they got a drone, they got like there's some all this stuff should be CC0, meaning there's no need for attribution, there's no need for credit on some of these, and you just kind of roll with it. You can just take them, use them commercially, use them privately. So I'm going to click on that one. I actually like that photo. And then you just go over here, free download. Like I said, CC0, free for personal and commercial use, no attribution required. And you just download it right there. And super simple. So let's then hop over to, once we have some photos, and what I do actually, like kind of once a week, I'll go through these, find the new prospects, and then like save them as I think they come in, or depending on the video topic, search that topic and then save a couple versions of it. So like I just showed you with the video camera, there's a ton of different video camera stock images that you could use, and just go from there. I'm in Photoshop now, so I've got the image here, And of course, the first thing I want to do is crop it into a 16 by 9 because that's what YouTube does. It needs a 16 by 9 image. Anything beyond that, it's just going to get cut. So make sure that you control what gets cropped and not YouTube. So I will crop it right about there. And then I first go into my curves. I just love me some curves, drop some shadows, bring up some highlights, and even do that little like hipster fade a little bit. You know what I mean? Like just flare that bottom right there. When I learned about this, I was like, blew my mind. That you just like, that's how they did that little hipster flare. So just grab that bottom one and just kind of flare it up. And this is a Photoshop tutorial for making thumbnails, but like you can do this on any any photo editing software, any free, I'm sure PicMonkey or whatever that stuff is. You can basically do this, bring in an image, add titles, add some color effects, and that's about it. So, got it cropped, got it colored how I want, and now I'm going to throw in some fonts. So let's see, creating a thumbnail. So my favorite font and the kind of branding I've chosen for my channel is Bebas Neue, and I've chosen a few certain colors. There's like, I have a certain type of black that I use, I have a certain type of red that I use, and white letters always looks good on a black backdrop. So, creating a thumbnail, you can do italics, you could do, let's just do regular. Size it up if you want. Alright, so the problem I normally have with this is that it's hard to read creating a thumbnail because the image is so white that it's not really showing up. So sometimes add a drop shadow, like that'll help a little bit. And even in worst case, I'll add a new layer and just totally just add a black backdrop right here. And then just kind of lower the opacity. So it's a little bit that. Cool. So, and then it's like, once I got this like centered and stuff, then I'll kind of look at it and think about it. Like creating a thumbnail, is that the title of the video that I want to go with? Is that what I'm feeling? And then I kind of think about it. And this is sort of like where the marketing comes in. It's like, how do I want to... So maybe like be a little more specific and then call it, instead of creating a thumbnail, creating YouTube thumbnails. Like that. That sort of rolls off the... Not rolls off the tongue, but you know, it's it kind of, you know, with naming your videos, you want it to like to be completely obvious what that means. So creating YouTube thumbnails. Get that centered, and then the key thing that I do here, because it's a YouTube thumbnail, so just imagine that on your screen. You always have to think about the end platform. Alright, this photo looks nice right here. It's big. I can see everything. Creating YouTube thumbnail. Nails. Oh, also, spelling. Make sure that's in there too. Make sure these guys are center punched. So I see the photo. So now what you do is you don't zoom in entirely. You zoom out. So zoom out to basically what you think a little thumbnail would look like. And then we see it right there. We see what that looks like. And it's like, can I read that? Is that interesting? Does that compel me to click on that? And if you think so, then I think you're done. But if not, then you maybe need to tweak a little bit. So then I start thinking about, all right, white is a good color, but what if I use my signature colors? Like, well, that red's not really showing up. Well, what if I did like a yellow that's like, actually, the yellow looks kind of good. I might go with the yellow, actually. So then it's like, what kind of yellow do you want? You know, this is where it gets a little fun. You're just creating. Okay, the yellow looks good compared with the green and the purple and the pink Premiere clips. I kind of like that, and I keep zooming in. So then I zoom out a little bit, and it's like, what if that? And then I'm starting to think about my, like, you know, principles of design, what looks, and then it's like, what if that was, and then I'm like, all right, how does YouTube look? Well, I'm maybe thinking, I'm like, the process is coming out now, more and more. I'm starting to think, do I want that to be more like the YouTube, where it's like black and red, or it's like, like, could I throw in a YouTube logo here, maybe? Like, that's white, and then that is, like, YouTube kind of red. And I'm like, this is crazy. Someone's got to stop this madness. And then it's like, and then I get too far down the rabbit hole. I'm like, that looks like shit. And then just kind of like, I'll work my way back. So it is okay to mess up, y'all. All right, I think I'm gonna go with white. Creating YouTube thumbnails. All right. Let's size up the word YouTube. And now it's almost like I just need to break this. Yeah, new layer. Let's make this super yellow. Yeah. And then let's go to, it's all a process, folks. It's all a process. This is kind of part of making YouTube videos that no one talks about, but it's I'm just gonna drop that, make a new layer, and now we're totally into, I never thought I would make a Photoshop tutorial, gotta say. Never thought I'd see the day. Alright, that's it's looking better. I keep, Jesus. Keep zooming in. Sorry. Alright, creating YouTube thumbnails. And then let's see, let's get that drop shadow on both of those as well. Make it like pop a little bit. Let's bring the thumbnails a little closer. Not that close. And then now I'm thinking, like, do I want this to be white? And then white doesn't really stick out. Alright, oh, hang on. Got an idea now. Let's duplicate this layer and make it white. Not gray. And then switch these layers. That looks horrible. Let's make it like kind of an extruded 3D layer. That'd be kind of cool. Sometimes you just gotta get weird with it. And that's also a thing too. Like, you can make a thumbnail a little bit bizarre to the point where they're like, what is this video about? This is like, why is there a chicken? What? Or like, why is this? Just find some like random stuff, dude. Cool. We're gonna cut this tutorial off. This is getting out of hand. All right, creating YouTube thumbnails. I'll go with that. So you just save that. I think the file has to be under 1 megabyte. So that's how you do it, guys. It's I hope that kind of made sense. And you can do the same process in any, in any direction. Key things to remember is to have some branding associated with it. For me, like I said, I use Baboss New just to have a little bit of consistency, a little bit of like brand identity. So whatever font is your favorite font or color scheme is your favorite color scheme, start with that and then build that into the image. The image can be something related. Remember, go to Pexels or the Stalks.im. I'm going to put links to that in the description below. And you can do this on Photoshop, you can do this on PictoMonkey or whatever, all these like, there's some free online photo editing software. If you have any questions, guys, leave it in the comments below. I hope this was a little helpful for people out there looking to create a thumbnail and make better YouTube videos so that your videos can stick out a little bit more into the universe. Yeah, dude. My name is Jordan Anderson, and we'll see you next time.